Hi, everybody. It's Don Crowther. A number of years ago, I had something happen to me where someone who was a business partner and I thought a friend wronged me. It ended up costing me over $1 million, about $1.5 million. And in the end, I don't know about you, but hey, $1.5 million would make a difference on my bottom line. And over time, it came to the point where my wife came to me one day and she said, Don, you need to get over this. You're starting to become mean. And that started a long and interesting process where I had to learn. I did some analysis and discovered that yes, she was right. And yes, how I was feeling was totally inappropriate and wrong. And I actually got to the point eventually where I was able to really, truly forgive this person. And that was a beautiful experience to get to that point. So I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, where something happened and you felt hurt. And in the end, it turned into a whole lot more and became very important to you. Right now, with everything shut down, we're not going to church on Sunday morning, which we've done literally all our lives. And so my wife and I are holding sort of a devotional service each Sunday to try to keep us in a spiritual mindset. And today we were reading something from the Book of Mormon, and she showed me a pattern in there that she'd learned from her studies that I thought was worth thinking about for me. And as I was just thinking about it a few minutes ago, I feel like there's someone out there that needs to hear this. So perhaps that's you. Perhaps it's not. But forgive me if it's not. Somebody out there needs to hear this. So it told about a group of people who had learned to hate another group of people. And so she showed me this pattern. It starts off by something happening. That something that happens then turns into feeling wronged. And you begin to think about how you were wronged by this other individual or other people or whatever. That feeling wronged then turns into anger. And you begin to feel that you deserve to feel that way because they wronged you. And then the next step is that anger starts turning into hatred. And then that hatred starts turning into actually sharing that hatred with others and eventually starting to do negative things that you know are wrong back towards the person or people that hurt you in the first place. So that process, something happened, you felt wronged, you got angry about it, the anger turned into hatred, you begin to share that hatred with others, and then you begin to take actions to retaliate against that you know are wrong and that you never normally would have ever done towards anyone. And then she said, now let me show you this. And she showed me a couple of other places. And she said, this right here is the formula for getting around that. The first piece is to look at them as the human being they are and to realize that they are another human being who may, for whatever reason, they're still a person who deserves to be looked at and loved and cared about, even if they wronged you on purpose. And the second piece is to talk, is to actually have that conversation, because there's so much of this process that happens without that conversation. Because this process of feeling wronged and developing that anger and developing that hatred and everything, it thrives on lack of transparency between the two of you. And the third piece is, any place in those 6 steps, you have the option to opt out. You probably can't opt out of the very first one where something happened, but every one of the others, you have a choice as to whether you want to progress into that stage or not. So yes, something happened. You don't have to feel wronged. You don't have to get angry about the fact that you feel wronged. You don't have to have that turn into hatred. You don't have to share that hatred with others. You don't have to start to take retaliatory actions towards them. All those steps, between every one of them, you have the ability to opt out. You know, when it comes right down to it, we don't forgive for their benefit. We forgive for our own. Again, I don't know who this is supposed to help. I just feel like I should share it with you. If it's you, I invite you to think about it. Could you forgive? Actually, let's not say it that way. Will you not forgive? Just for yourself. Realize that forgiving them does not mean that you justify their action, that you feel their actions were right, or that you feel like that they were somehow okay in doing that. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is, I am no longer going to accept their burden and carry it around as a chip on my shoulders. Think about it. Hopefully this can help somebody. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe there's just some slight wrong. Wouldn't forgiveness help? This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.